What's up, everybody? For those who don't know me, my name is Power. This video is a video on a special request of my boy Kevin Rosario, aka rhdkev, aka Mr. Four Bangers himself. Small history on Kev. Kev started out with a little Nikon, running around, recording street races all over the tri-state area of New York, Jersey, Connecticut. From there, the man blew up and became the person and the editor and the video guy you've come to know today. Below in the comments is his link to his YouTube. The man is a phenomenal editor, has an eye for a lot of things, and he requested I make this video because I have a lot of years of experience riding. I do a lot of things. I've pretty much done everything he's done, and then just taking it to another level on the sense of the bikes. In the cars, he has surpassed me way more than anything I probably ever thought of doing, and God bless him for everything that he has accomplished. I promise you, he is well deserved in his accomplishments. So that brings me to the topic that Kevin wanted me to talk to you guys about today. Why a 1K is okay. 1K as your first bike. A 1K is okay as your first bike. Like, people can be like, what the hell are you talking about? Are you crazy, Power? Are you nuts, bro? Like, what? You want people to just, no. I'm like, no, it is. It is okay because you can do a lot with a 1K. You can grow from a 1K. Most people's first bike choices are 600s. Nothing wrong with that, but then they get bored. After a year or two, they get bored because they've been trying to run down their friends on 1000s. And it's cool. It's a good bike to learn on. Some people even go smaller than that, They go to 300s, 400s because they feel like, oh, it's too much. But then they realize that the 600 was probably the bike they wanted, or they're a bigger posture and they should have a bigger bike, and so on and so forth. So, for those who don't know, who haven't watched my intro video, I've been riding 10 plus years. I've been road racing this will be my third season road racing. This is my 2015 BMW S1000 RR. This thing is ridiculous. It has Alpha Racing parts, full Alpha Racing carbon fiber body, like anything you can think of. Has a full race kit ECU from BMW. The bike is a wonder. My previous race bike before this was a CBR 1000, 2014 CBR 1000. I love that bike. That bike taught me so much. I miss that bike more than people realize. But it wasn't a competitive bike. It wasn't a bike that I can keep up with the front of the pack in a lot of places. And I struggle to do more things on that bike that make this bike, I struggle to do a lot of things on that bike that this bike does way easier. So now I can push it farther and do more. I have a lot of help with this bike, and I'm thankful to all my sponsors and supporters and everyone else, from Top Row Motorsports, Stefano Mesa, Pirelli's always been on the program, Westside Performance, Envy Racing. Envy Racing's been around with me since I came to Florida, and I'm thankful. I've had no sponsors before that, but the Envy Racing was a family deal, and I'm thankful for them and them coming on board and everything we've done. Who else? Alan at Precision Performance. That man has taken my knowledge on anything motorcycles and went here, like above the camera here. So yeah, like I said, I've been doing this a while. So street riding, I've been street riding 10 plus years now. I've had multiple accidents. I almost lost my life one time on the BQE. I hit a pothole, I flipped the bike, I have road rash here. If you look at my hand, like this finger is all jacked up, whatever. I low-sided, coming back from a forest run, and I lost control of the bike. It was just a wet morning road and went too far to the right and kept going. It wasn't a fun day. I was okay. The bike was destroyed. I was okay. So yeah. And then I got hit by a car, which is not a fun day either. The guy wasn't paying attention, texting, and decided to hit, run into me in the back of me, and it was just another nightmare. So, back to the, story. So that gives you a little bit of perspective of what I've been through, what I do, and everything else. I also coach. I coach and control ride for 90% of the Florida track days. So I'm very involved in track days. So if you see me, you probably see me in Florida running around track days. I popped up in New York Safety Track with my boys over at Certified Knee Draggers. Shout out to Certified Knee Draggers and their support. Thank you very much. I love those guys, Carlos and the whole team, and Eddie and all of them. My guys, hey, my guys. So yeah, so back to the topic. Why is it 1K okay as your first bike? 1K is okay as your first bike. Like let's take the S1000, right? S1000, this is a 15, so 15 to 18 is pretty much almost the same bike, small stuff changes. S1000 has a lot of modes. So most 1000s have a lot of modes. They have rain mode, sport mode, slick mode, race. Gixxers have A mode, B mode, C mode. ZX10s have J, K, FKL, something like that. They all have a mode. And all those modes control power. They have different tunes, different things they do, so on and so forth. So, like I currently have a friend. She's a brand new rider. She has a Gixxer 1000, 2021. Black, beautiful bike. I saw the bike is gorgeous. She's never been on a bike. She's been on a bike here and there, but she's never had her own bike. She's on a brand new Gixxer 1000. You know, so the Gixxer 1000, if anyone knows anything about the new Gixxer 1000, the new Gixxer 1000 is a strong bike. It's a very strong bike. My brother Justice has one. Since then, we've sold it to another person. He's been beating the balls off of it and wrecking a lot of people that he probably shouldn't be wrecking, and he's been giving them the smoke. But the Gixxer 1000, under the right circumstances, is a very fast bike. It's a very fast bike for road racing. It's a very fast bike for drag racing. It's a very fun bike and easy bike to ride for daily riding. It's pretty good on gas, so it's a great road race bike. You know, some of the top guys in the superstar classes, they've won the Gixxer 1000 and they've been very successful. So, you know, that bike, her on that bike, she has so much potential to grow. You know, she had asked me, hey, I'm kind of fearful of the bike, asked me some questions, so on and so forth. I said, look, the bike has an A mode, which is just super aggressive, B mode, which is nice and comfortable, and a C mode. And then it has traction control from like -7 to 7. Put it on C mode, put it on traction control 4, and ride it. She put it there, and she's riding the bike smoothly, getting around, you know, commuting, getting to bike nights, so on and so forth. So, and that's a person who's really never really ridden like a motorcycle. So you can do it. You can do it. You can do the 1000. If you feel like the power modes are still too much, you can pull gearing out. A tooth in the rear down or two is a big gearing adjustment on a 1000 because it doesn't make the bike so spicy on the gas. So especially with these new bikes with these electronic throttles that aren't no cable. So literally it's 1 for 1. Like there's no, it's very different from what I've come to know as a you know, a normal sport bike. So you can do a 1K. There's nothing wrong with 1K. Kevin started off on a ground. No matter what he says, he rode around, still has the ground. He bought an S1000. He was kind of busy, so he didn't have time for it. Sold the S1000 back. Came back like a year later, I believe, and bought a Ducati V4 Panigale, and then went and bought the brand new 2021 BMW S1000R. And the man has been loving both bikes. The Beamer needs a little more attention because he has plans for both bikes, and obviously he's been doing video series and making a lot of road videos. But I think his favorite bike might be a Ducati. I honestly think it is. But we'll see once the BMW gets set up correctly and he does the exhaust, the flash, some other things he has lined up that I can't talk about. But he'll video everything. He'll video blog everything. So you know, and Kevin isn't a rider. Like he's like, oh man, he should be on 1000 killing. No, Kevin wants to ride his ride and have fun. The man has put 5,000 miles in a month. 5,000 miles in a month. Some of you people in some of these warmer states, the colder states when it's warmer in the summer, don't even put 500 miles on your bike in the season. Kevin has put 5,000 miles. 5,000 miles. That's ridiculous. The man rides all day. When he gets off work, he doesn't get off the bike. Literally, go on his story. 6 days out of the 7, he's on the bike, killing it, having fun, finding new friends, finding new people. And that's the beauty of a motorcycle. So, you know, you get to meet people in different walks of life. Like he goes to a drag strip. He started off at a drag strip. He knows drag bikes. He knows dragging cars, bikes, and anything. So he knows how that setup is. But you can also, you know, if you want to go into drag racing, just go to track. Go as a spectator. See how everybody works. Walk around, look at what it is. Pop open the safety book. Go on the website of your local track and see what they require, and just see what they require. And then, you know, maybe ask a local racer who's just pretty knowledgeable, whatever the case is. Because I promise you, the minute you pull up and you're making mistakes, someone's gonna be like, come here, guy or girl, let me talk to you real quick, let me help you out. And nothing wrong with that. I see people at times struggle, and I'm like, hey, I give them a piece of advice. And if they reciprocate, then I give it back. Okay, cool. We conversate, we swap some tips, I give them some help, introduce them to some people who can help them a little better than I can in some scenarios, depending on what his or her goal is. Boom, roll racing. Roll racing is a little bit more difficult because it's not a public street thing. It's not. Not a public street, like a track thing. It's a public street thing. So it's very hard to find meetup spots and so on and so forth. But I'm pretty sure once you get on a bike and you start meeting up with people, they'll tell you where the road races are. You'll figure it out very fast. I promise. Road racing is a little different. Road racing is also like drag racing. You want to lower the bike because you want that center of gravity low, so the bike just get on the gas and hooks and goes. So you have to understand that. There's a million YouTube videos on how to start road racing, so you can do that. Every bike form has a road race bike setup. No matter what bike it is, it could be Ducati, a Beamer, Suzuki, Kawasaki, anything that's out there. Aprilia, there's some guys who do Aprilia, they want to do it. Yamaha. So somewhere, somehow, someone has figured out a base on how to start road racing for any bike model out there in the 1000. Road racing is a beautiful sport. I think it's one of the hardest sports to do because it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of focus on your bike. You have to literally pay attention to the bike in every scenario. The bike vibrates, the bike shakes, the brakes feel funny, the bike sounds funny. Everything you have to pay attention to. And sometimes some people don't, and they have mechanics, and nothing wrong with having a mechanic there. There's a concierge track day guys. There's a bunch in Florida. There's Seth Starnes down in Fort Lauderdale. He's in Oakland Park, Fort Lauderdale. There's BPM down in Miami. Top Pro Motorsports, one of my guys. Seth Starnes also. He also helped me a lot. There's a lot of people who just go to track day and look who's doing concierge service. That all you gotta do is pull up and ride. Talk to them, figure out what they could do for you, how they could do it, and what do they recommend. What's your goal? Maybe you're a track day guy. I want to show up once a month, pull up on your bike, and then just, hey, here's my bike, help me out, set me up, give me warmers, give me tips, coach me, blah, blah, blah. And they have a program for that. Your goal is to end up racing and end up racing in a pro level or just a club racing level. They'll help you out there too. So there's a lot of outlets that you can use. Street riding, on the other hand, is a little different. Street riding, I learned that everyone wants to pump their chest and keep up with the next guy. The problem with that is that you'll learn nothing. And a lot of times when you go too fast, you go down really fast or faster. So, I learned that in the Northeast, motorcyclists are a little bit more keen on helping out other people on what to do and what not to do, at least from my perspective. In Florida, they're a little bit different. Everyone's a little bit more alpha. Everyone's alpha in the motorcycle world, but down here is more of a, yeah, look at me, and then not everyone wants to help everyone. Everyone kind of want to keep their little secrets to themselves, and some of their secrets suck. So what are you really hiding? So always find out who's a friendly guy. I'm a friendly guy. If you see me in Florida or wherever, ask me a question. I will gladly help. If I can't help, I'll point you in the direction of the person that can. If we're at a track and you need a suspension guy, I got a suspension guy. You need a guy for tires, I know a tire guy. If you need a guy for fuel, I know a guy for fuel. I'm probably the guy for fuel, but I point you to who's selling the fuel. If you have a question about what you do with tire pressures, I got you. Basic suspension stuff, but like I said, I have a suspension guy. Suspension guy. I think there's more like 2 suspension girls that I know. They're both on the West Coast. So it's all there. It's okay to have a 1K as your first bike. There's nothing wrong with that. The video is supposed to be 5 minutes, but I got excited, made it about 15. So, don't let anyone discourage you on getting a 1K as your first bike, because it's gonna be a bike you're gonna build on. Any bike you get, you're gonna build on. Everyone goes, oh, I'm gonna get a 600 and I'll put 5,000 to 10,000 in the bike. Now you're pretty much, you're here on your 600, this is a stock 1,000, now you're here in a stock 1,000 on a roll, drag, or street bike situation. Road racing is a little different. You got a lot more finessing there. But for the most part, if you're trying to have an all-around bike, this is a stock 600, this is done 600, this is a stock 1,000, and now you have a stock 1,000. There's no way a 600 and 1,000 on the same level keep up with each other in the street, in the drag, or on the roll. If you do the same mounts, the same bikes, it's very hard to keep up. The 1000 for road racing is a little more of a muscle and tussle to keep up with, but that's where, you know, that's where you have to finesse it. You have to figure out how to ride that bike. Some people get lazy on the bike and wait for the straights and crack it open, and they get passed by smaller bikes. That's road racing. That's the only time a smaller bike will probably be better than the 1000. But if you're in a big track, and like so, you know, you can go through all the gears, you know, you're gonna get smoked by 1000. So when you're looking at a bike, don't be afraid to get a 1K. If that's what you want, get a 1K. Get a 1K and have fun and ride safe and, you know, do your homework. And if you feel like the bike's too much, take it slow. This is your control. This is your control. This is all you need right here. This is your confidence builder. That's it. I'm Power. Much respect. Thanks, Kev, for giving me the opportunity to talk about this video. Please share, like, comment, and let's have some fun. Peace out, y'all.
Look at that.